There are creepy stories on the web revolving around the show called My Little Pony, although we might think that it's just fake news or misleading information, but what if I told you that story was real? That would be considered a cold hard case. According to an old newspaper of January 18, 1989, 6 girls who all attended the same school had mysteriously and perhaps coincidentally passed away on the same day through tragic circumstances. Each individual was inspired to create the personality and characteristics of these girls to form the main 6 as we now know and love. However, if it were to be true that creator Lauren Faust took inspiration from these girls, then it's possible she would have announced it through social media. But I digress. Perhaps she kept this as a secret from the public to protect the identity of these girls. Let's do a quick overview of the original article for a brief moment. Samantha Gales, a very shy and innocent young lady who was roughly neglected and abused by her own parents, to the point where she was forced to be an introvert. All she had was animals and the environment around her, kept her sane until she had enough and took her own life. Janice Walters was an extremely popular girl in school. She thought she had it all until an argument broke out between her parents while they were in the car. This made them get into a bit of a rage, potentially causing their vehicle to crash and snapping the neck of Janice upon impact. Alexandra Matthews was the school's athlete. She participated in a lot of sports events, one of them being track and field. She lived her life as a tomboy, and she thought by boosting herself would further improve her scholarship. That wasn't until she started taking drugs, initially to the point where she dozed off during an event and later died in a hospital. Jamie Sanders was a hard worker. She had done everything she could to keep the farm and their family's tradition alive. She eventually grew tired of laboring trees until she accidentally fell into a wood chipper and instantly died. Katherine Jackson grew up without parents at the age of 5. As she got older, she had gotten depressed. She also started hearing voices in her head. Although thought to be just her own imagination, this voice would be the last thing she hears. Convinced otherwise, Katherine believed she could fly, but sooner she had met her own demise, jump off the roof of the school building, and initially fell to her death. Then there's Cynthia Little, a very smart and intelligible young lady who often spends time studying but never really had any interest with friends, as it was a waste of time to her. Until one day, the test came around, and while it was very intimidating, Cynthia was forced to cheat. Eventually, when the test results were in, she received an F on her test. This would cause Cynthia to fall into a deep depression and initially took her own life. Now it's possible that Lauren Faust wanted to create a happier ending that these girls could never have. Although that might sound like something Lauren Faust would do, but there really is no evidence to back this up. My other conclusion would be that why was this story removed from the Creepypasta website when all their stories are fake? The story does mention a newspaper, but there is no trace of any article involving 6 girls who attend the same school and died on the exact same day. There are also no death records of any of these girls from North Carolina. It's quite a mystery and perhaps will remain that way. Before the end of this video, I'd like to wrap up a couple more things about this conspiracy theory, and that probably would have made this video a whole lot longer. I did take the time to do some research, but no matter how hard you try, you won't get very far. Possibly empty-handed. Even if I did have the evidence, I would have provided you and verified that the story was real. I didn't make this video to waste your time. However, think of it like this. My theory videos are never meant to be taken seriously or into consideration that these facts are subject to be otherwise. Aside from all of that, I really hope you enjoyed the video or at least find it interesting. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to toggle on notifications so you won't miss any future content, of course. That is all. Thank you for watching. I'm Rukioto, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.